Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Lolly, and last time we worked on our December daily, we did 6 days worth of our envelopes. Today we're going to get even more done because I have already pre-cut my papers. So as you recall, I have a template for the flap, and that's in your downloads, which I am linking below. So I have gone ahead and I've cut this piece of music one. This is 5.5 by 2 3/4. This follows the template, and look how gorgeous. I am using the Barely Art glue to assemble my project. And I know the camera angle is very unusual because, for those of you who are new, I was in a car accident and it has caused me to have issues with looking down. So I am having to use this platform that's at an angle. So you can't see my entire craft table here. You can only see what's on this little table here. So I love this, how it's looking, so cute. Now I also have vintage rickrack that I have gotten from a thrift store years ago. So I love that it's got some silver in it. And even though we're on pink themed, I think this would still work really well for one of these, although I'm not going to use it on this one. You do have some like candy cane stuff going on here, what I always think of, but I think what I'll do is put that there. Now, you know, I've also been using these, which are the glitter dots that I have in my shop, and I'm going to add just a few here to give some really pretty accents there, like right in that bow. But even though there's nothing you want to accent, you can always just put them in a cluster of 3 somewhere on your project. They really do bring out the interest, or as I always say, they add some oomph to the project. Now you will notice this, it almost looks like a Mickey Mouse. You will notice this is a really easy Christmas project to put together. So let's set that aside and look at the next one. And the next one. I used this pattern here, but I'm using this side of it. And on this one, I'm using that. I've already got them pre-cut, and I have confections and fourrures, or however you say that, with this here. I think that's going to be a nice, simple solution. Thank you to everyone who purchased your kits. They have sold out, so what I will do is I will start giving you a link down below to where you can get yours from another source. Okay, this is going to go toward the bottom. These die kits are pretty phenomenal. They did a great job with them. They are so detailed. Make sure you don't add glue to that little part sticking out there. Okay, now I was talking about this red rickrack and how I like it. I think since we have so much red, this is going to be perfect for this time. I'm going to use it on the back of this right there. And remember, if you live in a very humid area, you are going to want to cover this glue strip on that flap before you start your project. And make sure you can see all of those little mountains there evenly. The little hills. Oh, that is so pretty. It's just a hint of the red. It's not as overpowering as putting that strip here. But what I do want to do is put a little strip of cardstock there. I like using craft cardstock when I'm working with gingerbread. You see how that just breaks it up a little bit? And voila, that really just perked it up. You don't need anything else. So we had days up to day 6. This is 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And I think that's dry enough that we can cover that up now. And I have all the pieces assembled here. So what we're doing is using this. I think this is gorgeous. This is left over from one of the other pages that I did. And then for the flap, I'm doing this. Now, of course, we could always do this. I don't like Santa's halfway, but I like breaking it up to where sometimes the flap and the base piece here of the envelope are a little different, or they're contrasting. It's a very delicate pink snowflake paper, and I love it. And I think it's the perfect backdrop for her. She is so sweet. I'm going to use this, which is the silver one. I like that a lot. And this little precious girl here, so sweet. I keep doing that. I meant to let her hang off the edge, and I'm still going to do that. So what I'm going to do is open it up and try to dry some of that glue here. Perfect. Now, it is a little bland right here because it's just these snowflakes. There's not much going on there. So one of the things that I think I'm going to do is glue a little piece of candy cane stripe on there. I love using up my little extra bits and bobs, and look at that, how that just made it come alive. But I just think that that is fine. So all of that was 6 more days very quickly. Let's do another set. I've got this one, which I love. This is the other side of that same paper that we did a minute ago. Candy cane stripe, and I have some ephemera pieces that we're going to add in there that are going to be so cute. You're going to notice a lot of these papers are pretty busy. So when you have something adorable like this and you want to put it on and you feel like she's getting lost in there, this is also part of the ephemera, but you see how now you can see her really well. Well, even if you didn't have this, you could always go and add your own circular piece behind that. If you have dies or hole punches, or even just cut out a rectangle somewhere. Okay, now I'm going to put this on there like I usually do, hanging off, but I'm going to put it on the top because I'm always putting things on the bottom here. And I actually have her hanging off the bottom a little bit. Everything is kind of off-centered. I think I'm going to add the pink rickrack again. Now that just brought it to life. There we go. I'm going to add kind of the small ones here on this little banner on either side of it. Okay, next. Now I'm going to do this, but, and I know I did one earlier, but we are going to be using the same papers repeatedly. So one of the ways to break it up and not have every envelope look the same is to use some of your solids that you have on hand. And I'm pulling out some of my craft cardstock again, and that is perfect. Now, what else would be great here would be some white snowflakes maybe. So if you have any white cardstock and maybe some snowflake dies or hole punches. So I did cut out some snowflake dies that I had from Elizabeth Craft. They used to have a Christmas special kit that had snowflakes in it. They need some glitter and pizzazz. So let's do that. Give it some glitter. So I want to show you how sparkly that is. And I decided to use my hole reinforcers to cut out some hole reinforcers for this. And this is set number 2 of Elizabeth Craft hole reinforcement set. And you can see how this just really perks up your project without adding the bulk and dimension of actually putting eyelets on the project. Yes, 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 very adorable. So we have days 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days that we have got covered in this very short time of crafting. Thank you for coming along. Make sure you look at all of the links down below by hitting the arrows to expand or see more of what's down below. And that will give you all of the links that I've been discussing throughout this project. Thank you everyone for coming along.